following is a presentation of the Belly Up Sports Media Network.
The fact I'm doing this again is nothing short of hysterical. The fact I am forcing myself to step out of my comfort zone and go live once again is nothing short of hilarious. So context be key here. So, I wanted to test something out. I didn't want to just do a straight recording and then just having to sit here for 45 stinking minutes and then edit the whole dang thing. By the way, green screen behind me for those of you tuning in live on Facebook and YouTube. If you're joining in on the audio platform, welcome. Welcome to the Department of Nonsense. From the beaches of lovely Long Island, New York, it is time to BS, and I'm Dan Cruz. You can find the show wherever you get your podcasts on Apple, Spotify, now Podbean, or however the heck you pronounce that. Podbean, thank you. Good Pods, iHeartRadio now, Amazon Music, wherever you get your podcasts. Don't forget to like, follow, share, and subscribe to the show on the Time to BS Podcast YouTube page. Also, follow other Belly Up Sports and Belly Up Media shows like No Credentials Required, 1420 Sports Bar, High Low Sports, and various others. Also, engage in the comments. Be nice. I don't want to deal with nonsense. I got rules. No politics. I know few people that are going to get involved. So quit it. I mean it. And you're on camera. Yeah. So, yeah. Be nice. I've been very interested in trying to find ways to go back into live streaming. Not that I generally do enjoy it, but it's a way to step out of my comfort zone. So, the whole, I mentioned there was a reason why I wanted to do this, and I wanted to test something out. The testing of the something out happens to be just seeing where my groove is. Just seeing where my stinking groove is. Where everything is going to go. How the podcast is going to go. And Seahawks Sessions will also be live this Friday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. If you're interested in that kind of stuff, tune in. Also, more clips of the show will be on TikTok at Daniel Smooth on TikTok. So, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let's begin this edition of Time to BS Podcast, episode 259, with the Smooth Report. Where is it? There it is. This is the Smooth Report, presented by our friends over at Belly Up Sports and Belly Up Media. Cowboys edge and defensive end Micah Parsons expresses his frustrations with contract talks after the extensions of TJ Watt and Myles Garrett were finalized this offseason. Parsons is in the final year of his rookie contract. Commanders wide receiver Terry McLaurin has also shown disapproval towards the Commanders amid contract talks. He has also gone as far as to leave training camp in Washington. The Las Vegas Raiders have signed safety Jamal Adams on a one-year contract to reunite with former Seahawks head coach Pete Carroll. And this just in, Jamal Adams is out for the season with a broken ankle. And finally, Japan has one vending machine for every 40 people. I don't understand how Japan can do this. They can't keep getting away with this crap. Oh, alright. So that being said, that was the Smooth Report. Jesus, stop looping this Christmas. I got the soundboard to work. What else do I got here? Yeah, and there's more. Woo! I don't know what else I got here.
Or, here's another idea that's going to be very controversial.
Favorite.
You could shut the fuck up.
I forgot to put that in there. I forgot I did that. Oh, boy.
Why? Because them, that's why.
I'm having fun with this.
Starts a conversation like that. I just sat down.
Oh, thank you, StreamYard. Thank you, StreamYard. We begin today's program also not only with this report, but also a tribute to a legend. Ozzy Osbourne has unfortunately passed away at the age of 76 earlier this afternoon on Tuesday, July 22nd. You knew it was happening. It was 2 weeks after his farewell tour or farewell concert over in Birmingham, UK. It stings because, you know, the guy was in rough shape. And obviously, in any particular case, whether you're a celebrity or not, I mean, it sucks seeing anyone grow old. It sucks seeing that. I'm going through with my parents. Like, it sucks seeing your mother get older because you remember just yesterday she was, you know, riding a bike with you or whatever, or just swimming in the pool with you or whatever. And it's kind of a humbling experience because it shows you that you're mortal. It shows you that your mortality is really there. You know, and Ozzy is always going to be the Prince of Darkness and the King of Metal. Anyone who disagrees with me, go kick rocks, snort sand, and touch grass. You know who you are. I know who you are, and there's a good chunk of you that are going to argue with me and say that, yeah, Ozzy Osbourne, King of Metal, blah, 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 but his music sucks. Like, his music's fine. Okay? My opinion does not matter. Okay? Let's just be real here. My opinion in this particular matter, it doesn't matter what my opinion is, but it's just an opinion. Okay? But it sucks seeing Ozzy just wither away like he did the last couple weeks, like the last few years. And seeing him in his final show, his final song be Mama, I'm Coming Home. Well, guess what, Mama? Ozzy is home. And rest in peace to the Prince of Darkness. I need an excuse to play that sound. Okay? I'm sorry. It was easy. There's a weird debate going on across, you know, Twitter for some reason. I don't know why this is a debate. Because apparently it's two sort of insufferable one insufferable fan base and one pretty chill fan base. Take a wild guess to who's who. Okay? And I could defend one. I will honest to God defend one of them. Taylor Swift versus the Jonas Brothers. I'm doing this because my fiance told me to. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Good Lord. Can I have fun, please?
What you have done has made God very unhappy.
Sorry. We're allowed to have fun. Anyway. Taylor Swift, the human being, I'm sure is a great human being. Her fan base is insufferable. You can argue with one of their fans or with Taylor's fans on Twitter, and they'll find a way to make it about your mother. Why? Don't know. I have been to a couple of Jonas Brothers establishments. I've been to a concert. My fiance is a big Jonas Brothers girly. She'll tell you. And they mean a lot to her and all that, which is awesome. Good for you. Music fans in general, I am one of them. I enjoy my music. You know, there comes a fine line with everything. Again, my opinion does not freaking matter. At the same tier of point, good God. You people are weird. But I was going on to my Jonas Brothers ramble. That fan base is really chill. Like, honestly, that fan base is really chill. So, story time. We went to Brooklyn, at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn. And we were taking the train from Ronkonkoma, Long Island, all the way over to Brooklyn. And this whole time, just the train just continues to fill up with Jonas girlies. And I'm sitting here in my t-shirt that says, "This is what a man got to do." And that is a lyric, for those of you who don't understand, for a Jonas Brothers song. My fiance got that off Etsy. It's a great time. It was really a great time. I got a lot of compliments on that shirt. It's like, "That's a great shirt." I'm like, "Thanks, my fiance got it for me." Or my girlfriend got it for me. And I have never been to a Taylor Swift concert. Do I want to go to one? Probably not, because, you know, one, those are stinking expensive. And two, it's just like, it's not that I don't enjoy her music. I think her music is okay at best. Her folky stuff is really good. I love that kind of music. Like folky music, sort of like folk country. I enjoy that kind of stuff. That is where, you know, I do genuinely enjoy that kind of music. Where is my audio? There it is. And I listened to Jonas Brothers. I'm like, "Oh, you don't stink. You're actually pretty good." So, yeah, that's where my rambling ends there. We'll get to the WNBA. Actually, you know what? It's been 15 minutes. I wanted to talk about the elephant in the room in this entire discussion. So the title of the episode is Music in the WNBA. So, there is a gigantic, unfortunate discussion about the WNBA. Oh, boy. Amid the CBA arguments or discussions, have at you, several WNBA players have revealed their frustrations about how they don't get paid enough and blah, 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 which is okay. So I thought out what I was going to say. And obviously I wanted to make it very carefully, because I'm in no way, shape, or form smart in this regard. However, I unfortunately passed economics. I say unfortunately because I hated school. Yay. You get paid based off the revenue that's generated, okay? Do you want to know why? Let's use wrestling as an example. Do you know why Rhea Ripley gets paid the amount that she does? Do you know why Rhea Ripley is constantly in world title matches? Is constantly in the main event of certain PLEs. Is constantly being pushed. And is getting the crowd reaction that she does because people want to see her. Okay? Io Sky, same thing. Bianca Belair. Tiffany Stratton, say what you want about her. Toni Storm and Mercedes Moné. People want to see these ladies. Okay? Do you want to know why LeBron James is getting paid a stupidity amount of money at his age? Because people want to see him play. People want to see LeBron James play. People want to see Rhea Ripley wrestle. People want to see actresses like, I don't know, bad example, but Natalie Portman people want to see Taylor Swift. There is a reason why Taylor Swift is getting the amount of money that she is getting paid. It's because people want to see them. Yes, Ryan, chaos is in order. Chaos is indeed in order. These ladies that are going on tangents about how we deserve to get paid more, we deserve this amount of money, we deserve this, we deserve that. Devin, what's up, brother? How you doing? I acknowledge you as well, my tribal chief. But going on and on about how you deserve all this money, you deserve this, you deserve all that. But you look at the books of the WNBA, I guarantee you they're in the red. They're not making money. They're not. They're flat out not making money. I think I saw something like the WNBA is losing on average of like $50 million a year, or they're on track to lose $50 million this year. And yet you want to get paid around the same as an average NBA player. Okay? I have some homework for you guys. I have some genuinely good homework for you guys. Google the NBA's ticket sales for one season. For one team, one season. And then Google what the entire WNBA as a league makes. Do you want to understand economics? There you go. Or do you want to understand business? There you go. Okay? And also, Caitlin Clark is a superstar. If anyone's going to... Angel Reese, to a degree, maybe. There's another one. Ronda Rousey, there's another one. Ronda Rousey made her money in the UFC because she was a draw. Thank you. Okay? Do you want to know what... Going back to the wrestling discussion, do you want to know why women's wrestling was not popular for a majority of the 80s and 90s, up until maybe 96, 97, when Trish Stratus entered the fold? It's because no one gave a crap about women's wrestling. It is only over the last 30 years that women's wrestling and women's MMA, to throw Ronda Rousey in there, have people actually given a crap about this discussion. Nobody gives a crap about the WNBA, except for the people that want to make it just, that are so insufferable about it, that they're willing to throw misogyny in this equation. That's where people like me draw the line. Because the second the word misogyny enters the room, and you want to make it about how this is against misogyny, or this is against the feminist movement, or this is against the WNBA. Like, people like Jamel Hill need to be quiet. Jamel Hill does not understand the concept of business. Yes, Ryan, women's wrestling was a time to go to the restroom and get popcorn until the Attitude Era. A la Trish Stratus. Don't believe me? Look her up during 1999. I guarantee you a majority of you mofos had a poster of her in the early 2000s. Me? I was a Lita guy. I loved me some Lita. Today? Rhea Ripley. It's easy. Trish Stratus still holds up today. Yes, Ryan, she does. Even at dang near 50. God really picks his favorites. You know? And then, for some reason, it's just, God looks at some women and just goes,
"What you have done has made God very unhappy."
That was a very uncomfortable segue. Play it again.
"What you have done has made God very unhappy."
Now, why do I do these things? Why is it that I do all these uncomfortable segues?
Why? Because them, that's why.
That's right, Dave Chappelle. That is exactly why. Yes, in 29 years, Devin, the WNBA has yet to make a profit. Yes. Yes. Okay? I get the only reason the WNBA, last thing I'm going to say, the only reason the WNBA is still around is because they're being subsidized by the NBA. The National Basketball Association would probably make a lot more money if they weren't funding the WNBA. I'm sorry, that's the case. Now, we're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, it's ring time. We're going to discuss the SummerSlam card, and I'm going to take an unfortunate jab at a media hero of mine. So, with that being said, he's in the chat, so Ryan, take it away. We'll be right back after these messages. This show ain't free, so time for some ads.
Hey everyone, it's Ryan from No Credentials Required to talk to you about one of our newest partners at Belly Up Sports, SeatGeek. Yeah, live sports is great on television, but the feeling of being at the arena is a priceless experience. That's why our friends at SeatGeek are there to help you find the best tickets at the best prices. Not only can you get tickets to sporting events, but you can also get tickets to concerts, comedy shows, musicals, and more. Search for your desired event now at SeatGeek.com, enter promo code BellyUpSports at checkout, and you save $20 off your first purchase. SeatGeek. Life's an event. We have the tickets.
I almost forgot to unmute myself anyway. Yes, use the promo code BellyUpSports in all caps to get $20 off your first purchase at SeatGeek.com or the SeatGeek app. Listen to that delightful voice. That is me. And not the other guy that probably looked like a most likely to star in a Christmas movie reboot or remake as the kid all grown up. I'm sorry, Ryan. I'm kidding. I'm sorry. It was just if you watched No Credentials Required, you're gonna love that joke. Speaking of, wait, if I'm here, then I'm doing the ad read, then where am I? I don't know. The Phantom Zone? Speaking of Superman. That's a good shout out of that movie. Apparently that movie did well. Apparently the movie really did well. And you know what? That's good because as much as it's like a quote unquote reboot of the most popular comic in history, I hope to God it actually does well. So yeah, use the promo code BellyUpSports and all caps to get $20 off your first purchase at SeatGeek.com. I have a question for you all. Do you know what time it is? Why? Acid reflux. It is ring time. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It is ring time, our weekly wrestling discussion here on Time to BS podcast, where we talk all things wrestling that includes AEW for some reason, TNA, Ring of Honor, sort of. Including a history of professional wrestling, but mostly WWE because that's where all the money is. So, with that being said, let's go on to some discussions. Has TNA with the recent Slammiversary pay-per-view, has TNA done enough to become the second best wrestling promotion in America? Despite the finish, sure. Sure, they had over 7,000 butts in their seats over at UBS Arena in Long Island, New York for Slammiversary. Probably because AJ Styles was returning, but also they had some half-decent matches. The Hardys won the tag titles again. Bubba Ray Dudley returned. Or, excuse me, sorry, Bully Ray. Blah. No, get away, crickets. You don't need to be here. Go away. No. I said no. Bad. Can I have the Sonic ring? Yeah, that's nice. TNA has done enough so far to be the second best wrestling promotion in America, probably because they've also partnered with WWE/NXT. They're getting more eyes on the product. Which is good. Okay, so the whole tribalism thing with wrestling is stupid. It's so stupid. it essentially is one of those like, oh, I only watch WWE and WWE is the best ever, or I only watch AEW because AEW is the best ever. It's like, okay, I like professional wrestling. I think wrestling's great. Screw you. I don't think I'm right half the time, but in this case, fine. Tribalism, you're stupid. There was a point in time, do you remember 2006 TNA? When Jim Cornette was first hired by TNA, the TNA faithful was like, oh my God, we're going to be the biggest competition for Vince McMahon since WCW in the mid-90s. Look how that turned out. Cornette has a really good history of TNA and WCW during that time. Highly recommend. But close it up, I think that TNA right now, since the revival, yes, Ryan, right? Texter writes in, repeat after me. Pro wrestling should be fun. Yes. Thank you, law-abiding citizen. Yeah, TNA is, since TNA has been rebranded from Impact Wrestling back to TNA, they put on some good product. Now, I'm not a booker, I'm not a producer, I'm not a writer. I'm just a dude behind a microphone who just happens to talk wrestling every now and then. You know what? They've done well. Points. Love to see it. Thumbs up. Where's the Sonic button? Yeah. We like that. Oh, I have a failure sound? I forgot I had that. What else do I got here? That blasted my ears out. Anyway, I have a Star Wars button, but I'm not going to play that because copyright. Yay. We don't like the copyright lords. It's not fun. Next up, we have SummerSlam over in East Rutherford, New Jersey. There's a card going on thus far that is being built up and developed. More matches are coming up potentially in the next few weeks as SummerSlam approaches. Now, for the first time in history, SummerSlam is a 2-night event, August 2nd and the 3rd, over at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey. And the card, I'm going to go over matches I'm most interested or I'm least interested to see or I'm fascinated by. I'm going to go over whatever order I want to because screw you, I can. Sorry. Not. Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill, the Queen of the Ring. That is Jade Cargill for the WWE Women's title. If your plan is to book Jade to win the belt, here's the thing. Tiff is a better heel. Tiff is like the cocky Barbie doll heel that it works for her. When she was in NXT, she was a demon as a heel because she just did not give a crap. And it suited her. And I understand that Jade is the big ticket free agent from a couple years ago that they want to push her to be this, beast. But, other than attacking Naomi and just having a beatdown of Naomi at WrestleMania, she hasn't really done a lot. Now, part of that could be due to part of her limited in-ring experience. Possibly. But she looks good. She's got money written all over her. And I would not be surprised if Jade were to win this match, but I don't know. If Jade won the title and Naomi still had the Money in the Bank contract, I would have been like, yeah, that's where you do it. But fortunately, that is not the case. Why? Because Naomi cashed in on Io Sky over at Evolution in Atlanta. Wow, I can't spell to save my life. Boop, boop. There we go. Next up in the women's tag team titles, I also want to give props to Raquel Rodriguez. When she was Raquel Gonzalez in NXT, she was one of my favorites. You want to know the funniest part about this entire thing? Kevin Nash gave her some career-changing advice. Oh, that is all sorts of funny to me. That is just, oh God, that's just funny. What?
What the hell is that?
Kevin Nash gave her career-changing advice? Perform big. That was his advice. Which is kind of funny because, Kevin Nash is stiff. And Raquel is not a stiff. Roxanne Perez is also not a stiff. She's a brat. Sorry. She's a brat. Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair will team up for the women's tag titles against Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez. Roxanne's fitting great as a member of the Judgment Day because, get this girl some wins. Just get this girl some ring time, and she's great. She shows up. And if these two drop the titles, if they split up and go in the singles matches, they're both going to thrive. Especially Raquel thus far, which is you love to see it. You love to see these things because, Jesus. I hope he didn't tell Raquel about the Kevin Nash trifecta. Big boot, powerbomb, and a torn quad. Don't forget the remote click and the clicking of his knees. That's a CM Punk reference for those who don't get it. Well done, Ryan. Very well done. Also, speaking of the women's title matches, triple threat for the women's world title. Io Sky, Rhea Ripley, and the champion Naomi. Triple threat rules. Sure. All three of these women can work. All three of them can work a great match. They really can. And Naomi has become like wow, she's been really good as a heel lately. Like, her work as a heel has been fantastic. And Rhea's a star. Io's a star. Naomi's been a star for the last 10 years plus. And this is her first title reign in 8 years? Eight years, 2017. Thank you. Thanks, Google. Yeah. I hope Naomi retains because that'd be the smart decision to do because she just got the freaking title. Which also means if Jade is booked to lose said title match to Tiffany Stratton, she goes after Naomi. Everyone wins. Everybody happy. Texter writes in, I do have a low-key crush on Raquel, though. I have a thing for tall women. Me. Sorry, Ryan. I had to. It was easy. It was right there. It was spoon-fed to me. Listen, I don't blame you. She's not a bad-looking lady. She really isn't. I don't argue. I'm not going to argue with you. Also, Lyra Valkyria, push this girl to the moon! Or with wings. Because, birds. Anyone? Tough crowd. Really tough crowd. Jesus Christmas. Me. Jesus, Ryan. Hey, I'm a meaty guy. We've been a great match, says Ryan. God help me. Lyra Valkyria is really good. She's really good. And by the way, for those people that are chanting like Becky Hogan, don't understand the whole purpose of Hogan. Okay? If you want to compare Becky Lynch to Hulk Hogan, do me a favor. Google Starrcade 96. That's all you need to know about the Hogan comparisons. Starrcade 1996 from Washington, D.C. The origin of That Doesn't Work For Me, Brother. Becky Lynch is at that point of her career where she is going to put Lyra over. She's going to put younger talent over. And the fact that this is also a no disqualification match is like, okay, this is probably needed a no DQ stipulation, but whatever. But man, Lyra can work. Also, props to Becky, because she has given Lyra Valkyria a lot more confidence on the microphone, which is, you love to see these things. You love to see these things. Oh my God. Texter writes in, Ryan, just pray Lyra doesn't fly too close to the sun. That is big match Bex. Becky is one of the best workers in women's wrestling history. That's true. I mean, out of the 4 horsewomen, okay, out of the theoretical 4 horsewomen, she's probably second best to Charlotte in terms of in-ring ability. Sorry. She's really good. She's fantastic. Lyra should win this match. I would be very shocked if Lyra doesn't win back the IC title. Because push this girl to the moon, please. Just push her to the freaking moon. Next up in the greatest meat fest of the night so far. Meat. Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa for the U.S. title in a steel cage. This is a Big E certified hood classic, and I'm all for it. Jacob should win this, but I also think this is a return of Tama Tonga, which also sets up Survivor Series in San Diego in a couple months. Yay! I like this, because out of all 3 of the Usos, being Solo, Jimmy, and Jay, don't kill me, IWC, but I think Solo is the best worker. I'm sorry, IWC. Don't hurt me. Listen, out of all the Samoan bloodline members that are currently in WWE right now, Jacob's my favorite, but I also do acknowledge my tribal chief. The head of the table, Roman Reigns. Roman's grown on me the last couple of years. He really has, which is nice. You love to see these things. Which made me appreciate Roman's heel run a lot more with the title for 4 years. It weirdly does. Don't know why, but it weirdly does. However, I do think Solo retains in this. Not saying this buries Jacob, but this sets Jacob up for more matches down the road. More title matches, whether it's for the U.S. title or for the eventual World Heavyweight Championship. Who the heck knows? I don't know. Also, for the World Heavyweight Championship, speaking of, CM Punk to challenge Gunther for the world title at SummerSlam. Punk won a gauntlet match to get this title shot with Gunther. Punk wins this match, right? They'd be stupid to not have him win this match. Going back to the discussion of economics, he's the moneymaker. AEW learned that the hard way. Yeah. I will give all the AEW slander here on this program. Punk's going to win this. It'd be funny if it was by submission. It'd be great. Yeah, I Texter writes in, Ryan, I agree with you. Punk wins and Seth cashes in because we're getting worked. I am 100% on this train. I think this is a worked injury. It has to be. There is no conceivable way it is not work. Because why else would he still have the Money in the Bank contract? If it's not a work, why does he still have the contract? I pressed the wrong button. There you go. Yeah, it's just Punk wins and Seth cashes in because we are getting worked. He is gonna cash in probably in this match. It'd be funny if he did, but that'd be a slap in the face to Punk, but whatever. The main event of the whole weekend, John Cena and Cody Rhodes in a street fight for the Undisputed title. Cody wins, because why not? And he's the moneymaker. Here's a question. Why do you want Cody Rhodes to turn heel? Why? What do you gain with your top babyface turning heel? Seriously, when I ask this question. Why do you, being the greatest bookers ever, the IWC in quotes, want Cody Rhodes to turn heel? Can he be a heel? Yes, he's a great heel. Should he turn heel? No. Unless if a guy like Braun Breaker decides to be the biggest babyface on the planet, you don't freaking do it. Like, seriously, okay. IWC, how stupid can you be? Genuine question. Because these are the same people that are like, oh yeah, Becky Hogan, Charlotte Hogan, Cody Hogan. I'm like, you guys really suck at this whole being a fan thing. Just enjoy the product. Where's Ryan? Wrestling should be fun. Jesus. You people are terrible. You people are just dang terrible. Ugh. Cody wins. Why the heck not? Before we get to break, I want to touch on something. My hero in the media, in the podcasting or radio realm, Dan Le Batard. Who are you calling you people? It's like, who are you calling Pinhead? Dan Le Batard. It's unfortunate because I said it multiple times on this program. I'll continue to say it on this program. Le Batard was my hero. Le Batard still is my hero. He is one of the biggest reasons why I got into this field. It's because I generally enjoy doing what I do, and it's because doing a sports and entertainment podcast should be fun. It shouldn't be like, you know, Mike and Mike, ESPN style, which is like just the genuine parade of gas bags, as I would call it, or as Le Batard would call it. But since Le Batard has left ESPN, he's become dang insufferable. Everything's political, everything's social, everything's this, everything's that. It's like, dude, just go back to what made your show great. And it stinks because it's like watching your childhood hero become the villain. You know, it stings. But you see it all the time in radio. You see it all the time in media. You see it everywhere. Everywhere. Before we get to the AFC West preview, to continue our weekly Time to BS NFL preview series, last week we did the NFC West. I didn't like it, but it's still out there anyway, so go ahead and listen to it. And then we'll get to BS of the week, and then we'll close up shop. So, with that being said, Hector, take it away, bro. This show ain't free, so time for some ads.
Hey guys, this is Hector from the Insert Name FC podcast, here to tell you guys about Canada Dips. It is a great tasting, superior alternative to traditional dip, using CBD in a way that is radical, enjoyable, and effective. It comes in 5 core flavors: wintergreen, mint, citrus, mango, and American spice. Canada Dip CBD is the new evolution in dip, allowing guys to enjoy great, long-lasting taste without the downsides. If you guys want to go ahead and try them out, use the code BELLYUP20 at CanadipCBD.com. Once again, BELLYUP20 at CanadipCBD.com, and you'll get yourself 20% off your purchase. Thank you again for Canadips for being a great partner of Belly Up Sports.
That is right, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks to our friends over at Canadips for sponsoring this great podcast and all their Belly Up Sports and Belly Up Media podcasts. Use the promo code BELLYUP20 to get 20% off your order at Canadips.com. So, we continue on with this great festivities with the AFC West preview. Now, I want to preface this by saying these are my opinions and mine only. If you disagree with this opinion, that's fine. Don't care. Still gonna have a good time. How this usually works, if you're unfamiliar with this style of preview, is I go from worst team in my eyes to the best team. Take a wild guess to what you think the best team is. Spoiler, I'm sorry. We start off with the Las Vegas Raiders. Now, the Raiders added some very interesting pieces. They let go of Antonio Pierce after one season as head coach full-time, brought in Pete Carroll. Enter Pete Carroll, entered Ashton Genty, enter Geno Smith, enter Jamal Adams. Okay, it's okay. It's not the matter of fact that if I don't think the Raiders are going to be any good, it's just you are trusting a team that, let's be honest here, is not historically great. They're not. They're not great. And I know, okay, Jermaine Pratt, Landon Roberts, Jeremy Chin, Eric Stokes, Geno Smith, Alex Kappa, Raheem Mostert. Those are the new additions. Also Jamal Adams for the Raiders in terms of free agent acquisitions. That's not bad. It's not bad at all. But I've said this on Pete Carroll 1,000 times. I will continue to say it again. The only reason Pete Carroll lasted as long as he did in Seattle was because they were winning 9 or 10 games every year. It's the only reason. Now, the Raiders may surprise people. I still think they're going to win 7 games, though. I still think they're the worst team in this division by a mile. They may win 6, they may win 7. I still think they're the worst team in this division. But they have some upside over in Sin City, so there's a plus for that. We continue on next with the Los Angeles Chargers. Jim Harbaugh, in his second season as head coach of the Chargers, I want to pick the Chargers to win this division. Unless Kansas City absolutely falls apart, they're not going anywhere. Now, the Chargers' offensive line is filled with all 5 of them are first-round picks. Rashawn Slater, Bradley Bozeman, Zion Johnson, newcomer Mekhi Becton, and Joe Alt. They're going to run the football like crazy people. Now, they also have 2 decent receivers in McConkey's really good. They also have Quentin Johnson, who, please, for the love of mankind, do something. Will Dissly's still there. Tyler Conklin is a newcomer for the Jets. Najee Harris is also a newcomer. Omar Hampton, first-round pick, running back. Also, Joey Bosa is no longer there, so he's with Buffalo. But I think, oh man, the offensive line just screams like double-digit wins. But then again, my mindset is always you can't judge a team or a season based off one player. But then again, I have been wrong before. I think the Chargers, unfortunately, win 8 games this season. That defense has got to get better. The defense has to get better. Which is, it's a shame because you want something good to come out of the Chargers. You really do. Next up, the Denver Broncos. Denver had a really good offseason. They really did. Where did I put my list? Thank you. Denver signed Evan Ingram from Jacksonville, Trent Sherfield from the 49ers, J.K. Dobbins from the aforementioned Chargers, Dre Greenlaw, Talanoa Hufanga from the 49ers, Johnny Barron, who's going to be their new nickel corner. Pat Surtain is the best corner in the entire freaking league. Bo Nix is going to take that second step, and this is the only team that can really challenge the Chiefs for the AFC West title. I still think Kansas City wins this division. It's because the Chiefs they're that much better. It's unfortunate because you want to see some change in that division because the Chiefs have just been running it for like years now, which it sucks. But they have something. Bo Nix is their quarterback. Bo Nix is their guy. Kansas City, not much as we said. Chiefs are going to win that division. It's unfortunate. I think, however, I think this division is going to be closer than people realize. It's going to be closer than people think. I think the Broncos and Chiefs, if these two play each other at the end of the year, which, hold on, Broncos schedule. Who do they play week 18? They play the Chargers. Okay. Week 18 decides the AFC West. That's my prediction. That is my prediction. So, let's go on to the final segment of this great program. BS of the Week. This week's edition of BS of the Week is late night television. Amid the Stephen Colbert cancellation of the Late Show with Stephen Colbert on CBS because of $40 million of losses, Stephen Colbert and most of that kind of media group, it's just whoever you support, I don't care. It's just if you have to go and blame an outside source because of your shortcomings, that says more about you. It really does. Which it sucks. Because I like Colbert. I think he's funny. I think he's pretty funny. That kind of shows the kind of person I am, but whatever. I don't care. Hate me all you want. I don't care. So it's just late night television, for what it's worth, is dead. And it stings. It really does sting. And you hate to see it. You really do. But if this podcasters and various YouTubers have taken over late night television and cable TV as a whole, which, whatever, do what you want with that information. That has been this week's edition of BS of the Week. Final thoughts of this program before I close up shop. We did an hour. We did a freaking hour, boys. 53 minutes, but whatever, it counts. Ladies and gentlemen, that'll do it for this edition of Time to BS podcast. Be sure to like, follow, subscribe for more content such as this. Don't forget to engage in the show. We appreciate you for tuning in. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Dan Cruz. I'm coming to you from the beaches of lovely Long Island, New York. And I'll see you in this life. Most certainly the next one. Cheers, everyone. Have a good night.